TGIM. Happy Monday, everyone. I am coming to you guys from my favorite place in the world, Silver Lake Park. Sitting out here with my buddies. Decided to feed the ducks today, and I just want to come to you all with a motivational message while I'm sitting here enjoying nature. So today I just want to talk to you guys about how you face challenges. How do you view the challenges that you have to face in life? Um, we all have to face challenges. There is not one person out here in this world whose life is completely free of issues and problems and challenges and things that we have to deal with on the regular basis in life. It's just life. Challenges come to us in different forms in one way or another. We can call them problems, but how do you face problems in life? It's all how you see them. I was watching a motivational video with I'm not going to think of his name right now. But it was an older guy. He was a very famous motivational speaker some years ago. And he was saying that a friend of his said, "Hey, guy, I'll give you $1,000 if you lead me to the group of folks that is problem free." Or you can show me where those folks are that just live their life with no issues. So he said, "Yeah, sure, come on, let me show you. I know where they are. Let's go." So he said, "Come on." Jumped in his car and they went, and they arrived at the cemetery. He said, "You want to join them? Go ahead, be my guest." He said, those guys have faced every challenge that they had to face in life, and they came to the end of their challenges, and here you are, because everyone that is alive on this earth is going to face challenges. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how hard you work. I don't care what your family background is. I don't care if you come from a background of royalty, of kings and of queens and of wealth or what have you. Every single person that is living on this earth is going to face challenges. It is just a simple fact, but it's all in how you view those challenges. We have to learn how to look at our challenges not as problems, but of stepping stones on our way through life. We got to look at them as lessons. I might as well not even beat around the bush with you guys and just cut straight to the point, because the things that we think that is just happening to us, we want to be victims. It's always easier to be a victim and to say, well, if it wasn't because of this person, I wouldn't be in the situation that I am in. And you just may as well be a victim. There's people that are victims of a lot of things out here. I'm not saying that victimization is not a thing, that does not happen. You have rape victims, you have murder victims, you have victims of robbery, you have victims of all kinds. People steal your identity, victims of identity theft. You just have people out here that do things that they are not supposed to do, and sometimes we do fall under the category of being a victim in life sometimes. But that is just that's one additional thing that we have to get through, to get over. It's no way of avoiding problems. It's no way of avoiding issues. You might be wise enough to allow, one of my favorite sayings is allow your issues or your problems to be far and few. I mean, you don't want to just go through issue after issue after issue, or problem after problem after problem. That's when you want to stop and reevaluate yourself. Like, why am I constantly going through so many things, one after another after another after another? Life does happen, issues do occur. It's not always what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. It's how you choose to get through these issues in life. It don't always have to be a problem. Sometimes it can just be a lesson. Sometimes things can arise just to teach you some things that God wants you to know. Sometimes God just wants you to know some things, to elevate you, to get you to where he wants you to be. And you can't get to that next level in your life if you don't never learn your lesson from the things that you are going through. So it's all in how you view things. Perspective is everything. Like, it just is. It is absolutely everything. Sometimes we think, we're not going to let people get over on us, or, we just had to prove ourselves in some way of who we are. But what is actually getting over to you? What is winning in your eyes? What is being on top to you? Because proving myself to someone is not an accomplishment. For me saying that I was able to prove that that I am better, or that I am a decent human being, I don't know. But sometimes people think that proving themselves is some kind of accomplishment. But who are those people that you feel like you have to prove yourself to? Like, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone but yourself and to God. So we have to learn how to view our challenges in life. Look at the entire picture of whatever challenge that you are facing. Think about the future that you want for yourself and for those around you. Think about how you choose to deal with whatever issue that you have to deal with. Think about how it is going to affect you and people around you, because how you choose to deal with these issues are going to have a major outcome of what your future is going to look like. You can either take yourself to a higher level, or you can just plummet straight down to the bottom of the totem pole. People will be looking at you, shaking their heads in shame, because they don't understand why you are still going through some of the things that you are continuing to go through. At a certain age, at a certain point in our life, we have to learn from the things that we go through. It's wisdom. Even if you have to look at someone else's life and the outcome of some of the decisions that they made. I heard one very successful motivational speaker say, find one broke person and treat them to lunch. Or not broke, they don't necessarily have to be broke, but someone who just is constantly going through issues and just seems to can't get anywhere in life. Take them out to dinner and have a conversation with them and ask them, why is your life playing out the way that it is? Like, how are you constantly losing? Why can't you get to where you are striving to be? Why do you take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back? Treat that person to lunch and have a conversation with them, and use that for your own personal growth, so you know what not to do. They also said, find one very successful person in life. Treat them out to lunch. Someone who you view as successful in your eyes. who you think know how to learn from their mistakes, who overcame challenges or learn how to be successful in life, and treat them out to lunch and have a conversation with them and ask them what is the stepping stones that they take, what is the journey that they took, to be able to reach the level of success that they were able to reach. So you can really learn from both spectrums of the field. I would not suggest anyone to make it a habit of surrounding yourself around people who is not on the level that you inspire to be on. If you know that you want to make a very successful person out of yourself, I strongly suggest that you not surround yourself around unsuccessful people, because you will become one of them. Sometimes the journey of success can be a very lonely one. Everybody does not aspire to be where you inspire to be in life. Everybody does not dream to be a millionaire or a billionaire or successful. Some people are comfortable with the thought of working until they're 70, 30, 40, 50 years of hard labor and being able to retire in the latter years of their life. Which, if that is okay with you, then that is okay with you. And that's another reason why people who aspire to be successful entrepreneurs should learn not to share their dreams with everyone. It is not for everybody. I had to tell my son the same thing. Me and my 24-year-old son are very like-minded individuals. And I had to tell him that I have learned to not share my aspirations with everybody, because they are not going to understand. It's just not for everybody. Some things that I talk about as far as being successful in entrepreneurship, I only talk about with my 24-year-old son. I love all my children the same, but I know me and my 24-year-old are like-minded. And some of the things that I do dream of being one day, we can share in that excitement, because I know he has the same, hopes and dreams for himself, so you can't tell everybody what you hope for, because it's not their vision, it's not their dream. Some things that God places into your heart is simply for you. So, question: how many challenges do you have to face in life for you to be an overcomer? You can be an overcomer by deciding one time that I am not going to let this challenge overtake me. How many weight loss journeys do you have to join to be successful in losing weight? The single one that you decide to dedicate yourself to. How many motivational lessons do you have to take up for you to learn how to reach the higher and higher levels of your life? You only have to dedicate yourself to the one that you are going to stick to. That you only it's not child life. Sometimes we can try to make this whole thing of life out to be more difficult than what it actually is. It only takes one time for you to dedicate yourself to that thing that you want to be successful at, and that is as far as anything in life. A lot of us, we go through things in our health. We go through things in our health, and we don't take nothing that the doctor tells us. We take his advice on. We don't stop eating salt. We don't stop eating pork. We don't stop eating sweets. We don't walk for 20 minutes a day. Then you try something else. And then when one medication doesn't work, then you want to try another medication. And then we get mad at the doctor. And then we get mad at the the diet plan that didn't work, or whatever, but we never dedicate ourselves that one good time. We never see it all the way through long enough for it to be effective in our lives. It don't take for you to have to dabble in everything. Well, I tried this and I went here and I went there. Just dedicate yourself. I challenge you all to dedicate yourself just one time. Number one, to looking at things in a different perspective in your life. Problems don't always have to be problems, and I'm not trying to convince anyone to be naive in the way that they look at the challenges in your life, but it's not the end of the world. It's just something else that you have to get through, and trust and believe when you get through that situation, it's going to be something else. It might not be that minor, it might not be that major, it might be more difficult than the last challenge that you had to overcome, but the way that you get through it is all up to you. It is up to you how you get through these things in your life. You know, sometimes when I tell people the things that I have overcame in my life, they say I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed. If you was not sitting here telling me, I should ask you for proof of what you telling me that is true. Because you don't have to look like what you've been through. You don't have to look like you going through pure hell. When I was going through some of the worst times in my life, I showed up. I showed up at church. I was an usher at my church. I stood at that door. My husband was putting me through pure hell. At the main time that I decided to dedicate my life to the Lord, I didn't look like it. I showed up, baby. I just showed up. I showed up. I went through the fire and I did not even smell like smoke. That was grace. That was the grace of God. I did not go dragging around on the tip of my toes, crying and slobbing and snotting all over everybody, and this is what I'm going through. A lot of people were shocked that me and my husband did not make it. A lot of people didn't even know that it had gotten as bad that it actually got. But it did. It got bad enough for us to get a divorce, so that was pretty bad. And the things that I had to go through, it was pure hell. But I didn't walk around looking like it. I still had to take care of my kids. I still had to earn a living. I still had high hopes and dreams for myself. So it's not what you go through, it's how you go through it. It is all up to you. So take a reflection of yourself and ask yourself, how do I face the challenges that I go through in life? That saying, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade. Put a little sugar in it, stir it up. It is what it is. Make that bitter thing sweet, because what you think is actually happening to you can be the best thing that is happening for you. Give it a little time. Give God some time to prune you and make you to what he actually wants you to be. It's not always a bad thing just because you have to face some challenges in life. So that is my message for today. I am anticipating doing some biceps today, so I'm going to spend a couple hours at the gym. Lord willing, I will be back tomorrow with another motivational message of the day. It ain't what happened to you, it's how you go through it, how you face it. It don't always have to be the end of the world. We soldiers out here in this game called life. Act like it.